how grateful I am to have this opportunity to jump into the stream of love and consciousness with Parashakti, my sister. So I'm so grateful that she's here. I can't wait to get into this conversation. And while we're building a little bit of traffic, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Rythmia. What's going on right now at Rythmia is we're open. It is easier than ever to get into Costa Rica. Nothing is required but some, traveler's insurance. That's it. You'll want that anyway. And then you get there, and when you get to Rythmia, we test everybody before they come on property. So everyone is tested before they come on property, and we do temperature checks 2-3 times daily. Staff is checked. It's such a safe environment. And then you need a COVID test to get back into the United States. Guess what? We do that right on property. You don't have to do anything. It's ready for you when you get to the airport. And to date, we've been open since November. To date, not one person is tested positive upon return. So we're good. Come join us. Come join us today. All right. So that's enough about Rythmia. I want to introduce you, as if you don't know, this beautiful being, effulgent meaning shot through with light. Parashakti, my sister. She is, I love this. She said to me today, my interest is movement, is movement as medicine to awaken the human spirit. What a beautiful intention. And this is Parashakti's shamanic healing work. And it's born from more than 2 decades of experience facilitating workshops, trainings, and retreats around the world in Los Angeles, New York, Mexico, Bali, Guatemala, Indonesia, Israel, and Greece. She's a certified integral yoga teacher, an Esalen massage practitioner, and has studied with some of the world's most revered spiritual masters, including, I'm going to mess this up. Why don't you say it, Parashakti?
Swami Sachidananda, Dr. Gabriel Cousins, and Wakia Unmane, Thunder He Walks With.
Of the Lakota tribe. This beautiful being is a lifelong dancer, and her path is healed as a healer has followed a severe injury. And it was this shamanic dismantling after which her mission shifted towards healing. And she teaches the 7 foundations in dance of liberation and maps for her own spiritual practice, living and breathing these foundations spiritually. She has founded Dance of Liberation, which is taught at Rythmia and practiced by over 10,000 dancers around the globe. And she also has this amazing gift of beautiful adornment that signifies her honoring the presence. And in fact, Parashakti, your life is signifying honoring the presence. You practice the presence every day. I'm so honored to have you here. Welcome, sister.
Wow. Thank you so much, JJ. I mean, I could just also come forth and say so much about you and how you light up the world. And the name of your program of this live is so perfect for you, because you rise everyone up with you everywhere you go. So thank you. Aho.
Thank you, my love. Aho. And a quick little shout out to all these wonderful beings. Dorota, as always, hello. And Lisa and Max from the Poconos. Linda Young, I'm missing you too. Wow. Thank you, Sarah. And Deha and Mannequin and Kim. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So, my sister, Parashakti, tell me a little bit about this movement as medicine and your mission in life.
Okay. Well, I'd like to say that my mission started even before coming into this lifetime, because we know that we all sign our soul's contract. And yes. My contract was really about exploring the essence of spirit and the essence of dance. Although when I was 4 and I started dancing, and then when I was 7 and I knew that I wanted to be a dancer, I didn't know back then that the path of movement as medicine would be my soul calling. And so just like everyone, I had to go through a life journey, which you already had introduced, that I had 2 very severe injuries during dance. And that's what really woke me up. That's what took me into the dark night of the soul, as we call it, and really navigated the contract that I signed before coming in here. So from the injuries of being a professional dancer, I explored yoga, lived in an ashram for 2 years, took vows of celibacy, And one thing led to the next, and the next thing you know, here I am really moving, teaching, and a student of the cosmic dance floor and offering movement as medicine.
You know, I'd love to explore this a little bit more, because I've found recently in another type of movement, the connection between the mind and the body, the neural pathways, and embodiment, and how important movement is, not only to embody new insights, but also to pull the habitual patterns of the body and the mind apart, so that we have some agency and power in life, so that movement not only is part of embodying, but it's also part of releasing and purging. Share with us a little bit more of your experience with the dance and how that affects the neuropsychology of embodiment and release.
Yeah, wow, so good, so powerful. So what I will say to that is that, especially for me, when I was literally dismantled with my body, my mind, my spirit, everything was shattered. I had to regroup. I had to establish a relationship with trust and faith, and also the physical body. And so the movement became therapeutic. The movement became the voice of spirit, guiding me to become my own medicine doctor. And so the connection between body, mind, and spirit is so important when we start to move through our lives, especially with trauma, especially with injury, especially with the unknown. The body becomes the vessel to be able to guide us ultimately into what we came to do here. So I don't know if that answers your question.
It does. And I want to zero in on the unknown and how the body becomes the vessel, because that is so, I'm seeing it. If I can share an example with me, you know, for example, I'm working on a handstand, right? I know the last time we were together at Rythmia, you know, I was working on handstands. I'm still working on that. And I can see so many ways in my life where the movement of getting inverted, the fear, even though I know it's irrational, like I'm not that far from the ground, but I'm afraid of falling, and that fear, that fight or flight that comes in. And when I'm in the handstand and I'm trying to get that balance, how reactive I am, right? So just that one simple movement, that one practice of embodying this movement has brought insights into the other aspects of my life around being reactive versus responsive. How long could I just take another breath in this position? And how does that affect in life? Can I just take another breath and settle in to I don't want to say overcome, but to move beyond the fear of that unknown, right? So just in that movement, there's something around the movement, the unknown, and the psychology of it. And I know you have such rich insights around that. Will you expand on that a little bit? Does that make sense?
So what the word that comes to me quite very strong is dedication. Because yes, I watched you and was in awe of your commitment to that handstand. Now, I will say that handstand was much more than just a handstand.
Right.
That was a commitment to yourself in something much bigger. And the trust that if you show up every single day to that handstand, then something within you will be able to drive whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life, anything that you want to do off the yogic dance floor, out of the gym, you'll be able to stand tall with that commitment. So that commitment, dedication to the daily practice of whatever it is that you're committing to is key to be able to do all of which you want to do in your life. Yes.
And I want to say to everybody as you're chiming in, thanks for your comments. Stay tuned, because we are going to do an amazing reading with Parashakti in the second part of the interview. That's for everyone. Parashakti had said before we got on the call that she wanted to tune in to the universal consciousness, the awareness, to see what's emerging in the field for all of us. So we're going to co-create this reading and pick up on what's what's emerging. Now, the other thing I want to say is I've noticed what's emerging in the field for me seems to be emerging for a lot of people, which is this huge purge. I know so many people in my life that are purging things physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, materially. And I'm going through that right now. So as we talk about what's going on in the field, what have you noticed around that, Parashakti? What are you picking up from your sense?
Wow, yes. So just yesterday, I facilitated a 2.5-hour Zoom training. It's called the Dream Council training. And literally, that was the clear message of what you exactly said. So we had quite a few number 9s. Number 9 ends a cycle. It's a completion, right? And so the idea of purging, the idea of death and rebirth, you know, before we came on, you showed me a little bit of what's happening behind the scenes. And JJ is moving and he's completing a cycle. He's literally packing up. And one of the cards that came out yesterday and the wisdom teachings that came out yesterday was the giveaway ceremony. And in the Native American tradition, the idea is that in order to be able to, start anew, to a new cycle, you have to be able to give things away. You have to not only, give things away that you might want to gift someone, but really purge the old that doesn't serve you anymore. Hence the sage that's burning in the background as we purge things on behalf of everything that's going on in the world.
Yes. I've been so, as our paths are so similar in so many ways and so very unique in many ways. But I've been taking such great solace in nature. I know you do as well. The rhythms of nature, the rhythms of life. And I see in the caterpillar and the chrysalis, in the seed, I see this in the chicken, in the egg. I see this same pattern of, as the caterpillar hangs from the chrysalis, its body hangs, and then inside, or hangs from the tree, inside the old body completely dissolves and forms this cocoon. And then the old body literally splits apart and falls away and leaves this cocoon. And then there's this activation in the cocoon. And then the caterpillar or this butterfly has to fight its way out of the cocoon, right? And if we wanted to interfere with it or help it out and cut that cocoon open to help it get out, we would actually be damaging it because it, of course, needs that struggle to strengthen its wings so that it can fly. And this process of literally shedding the old, the seed cannot keep its shape and birth the tree. It literally has to be torn open. The shell, has to be broken. And this process is always apparently appears to be chaotic, appears to be stressful, but it's part of this natural process of literally shedding our old skin. And so you're picking up on this number nine being the end of this cycle, and that we're all moving in this. I mean, even as the end of COVID seems to be in the future, and yet there's these new things happening in India, and right, all of this, it's this tearing apart process. Are you seeing that with the clients that you're working with in your healings? And can you share a little bit more of your insight around that?
Yes, absolutely. Even with our clients that come to Rythmia, there is a yearning and a desire for a birth of the new. And in order for something to be able to birth in its new wings, we have to let go. We have to surrender. And especially if we're so used to doing something a certain way,
yes.
And we go back to your handstand, right? Because the way you started that handstand is not the same way that you do the handstand today.
Correct.
And I can vouch for that. So again, it's really about having a big, bold, courageous mission and vision, and even if you don't have one right now, what I would say and what we're going to do today is with the Sacred Path cards, we're going to surrender everything to the great mystery. Because even when we think we know how to do a handstand, we can always learn and grow and stretch more, right?
So speaking of that, I'd love to know, your whole teaching is around medicine, and you are highly identified with the eagle and eagle medicine.
Yes.
How did you find that as your animal totem? How did you meet eagle as your medicine?
Yes. Okay. So again, when we talk about the contract of our soul, I do believe that the wings there were already being initiated, and I had to really grow and learn how to embark and learn how to soar and really become a visionary, because an eagle sees the bigger picture.
Yes.
I just have to say that I have here a painting that our dear Ray, the daughter of Fiona, here at Rythmia, she painted, and it's just so dear and close to my heart, and I'm so happy that I can share it with everybody. So on that note, beautiful whirling rainbow of wings. I have been dancing with the Mohawk, Cherokee, Lakota, and Shoshone Native Indians. And I will say that really I have found, as a Jewish woman who was born in Yerushalayim, in Jerusalem, the Holy Land, and not ever really connected fully to my roots in Judaism, I really found that through the earth-based medicine path is where my wings find their way of expression. And so the eagle has come to me as an embodiment when I dance. And when I was in my training and I put the blindfold on, which is the third foundation of dance of liberation, the eagle came to me and really taught me how to hold the space that I hold today. And so it is my spirit animal. I live it, breathe it, invoke it, wear it, created a jewelry line that is based on the medicine of the eagle, and really, want to pass on to people to be able to fly with their highest vision and trust that they can spread their wings and express it in the utmost beautiful way. So these are the power objects that have birthed themselves through the visionary process of dance of liberation.
And I have to say also, the eagle, and what I see with you so clearly is an eagle not only has vision, right? The high watch, right? And can see far off, but eagle also glides on the thermals, right? Like with ease, like there's an ease and grace to achieving those heights. And working with nature, working with the invisibles, the thermals, right? I just see all of that being so clearly you, and beautiful. Yeah. I know you soar, and I know you soar with ease and grace, and I know you catch those gifts of the spirit, those invisible gifts that lift and sustain you so that you can help lead us all with your special medicine. So, speaking of your special medicine, would you like to lead us in this reading? Just lead the way. I'm not quite sure how I can participate in this.
Perfect. So everyone here is part of this, what we call the Dream Council. And so I want us to take this moment in time and close our eyes from near and afar and to feel the force of nature that has called you to chime in, to rise up. Maybe you have been joining each and every week, because how can you not when you have someone like JJ being the caretaker of such powerful medicine, the wisdom keeper. And so I want you to imagine that we are sitting in a circle, and this circle is a circle of such great vision. And each one of you, as I like to call it, carries your own personal medicine bundle. What is unique to you, the way that you shine your light. So bring that into this circle. And imagine as you tune into that beautiful inner wisdom and heartfelt wings of expression that you have. Imagine the wings of an eagle soaring above you and clearing the pathway. Any energies that don't serve you, we ask that the eagle be able to just, with its beauty and grace, flow ever so high and take that which doesn't serve us as a dream council up to Father Sky so that it can beautifully recycle into now what's going to be rain, and feel the purification of water, clearing, cleansing, and so beautifully connecting us now as empty vessels, as hollow bones, so that we can listen to Creator, so we can listen to the wisdom that which is here for us to dance with. Let's go ahead and place our palm on our hearts and feel into those beautiful wings that we each carry. This is our true nature. And with the care of these wings, I invite you to allow yourself to surrender to the great mystery, because this is what the cards will speak to. And the cards will have a language of our soul collectively coming together and dreaming a new dream.
Yes.
Aho!
Aho! I feel my wings spreading right now.
Amazing. Okay. I'm going to put this sage out. This burnt really well. I just want to show you.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I love the comments. Mannequin says the eagle medicine goddess herself. Yes. Thank you all. Great comments today.
Okay. So what I will say about these sacred path cards, they're based in Native American wisdom. And you, of course, have had a reading with these.
Very powerful.
This is my Bible. So in 1999, when I was in the ashram, Integral Yoga, under the lineage and teachings of Swami Satchidananda, where I got my name Parashakti, these cards found me. And the initiation into these cards was, do not read the book. Dance all 44 cards and you will receive the wisdom. And so the dance with the blindfold is what gave me the wisdom to carry, the humble wisdom to carry these cards. And so I'm going to shuffle them. And from here on forth, I am going to have my eyes closed. And JJ, you are going to support in this reading, and you're going to tune into the collective right now. You're going to feel into that higher vibration. And if there's anything you want to say in order to tune into the collective as a man of prayer that you are, I welcome you to do that.
Well, I'm knowing right here and right now that there's only one source, one power, one mind, one life, one energy eternally expressing itself. And that this energy knows no time or space. So those people that are listening live right now are participating in the unfolding of this reading. And because there is no time and space and there's only one mind and there's only one of us here right now, then those listening on the archive, listening at a later date, are participating right now. Outside of the constraints of time and space, we jump into the dimension of infinite potential and infinite possibility and allow it to be transmitted collectively into our consciousness here in this plane, anchoring heaven, the realm of ever-expanding good on earth, through this reading, no matter when you're listening to it. Aho.
Aho!
Aho!
Okay, so now you're going to tune into a number, and then I'm going to pick that number, and I'm going to show the card to the camera. You might need to tell me, back and forth, right, left.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter if it's upside down, and you're just going to tell me the number.
Okay.
And we'll start the reading. So
are you guys ready?
First, just tell me a number that comes to your heart.
9.
Okay. Okay, hopefully you can see this, everybody.
Can
JJ?
you come a little bit more, like turn it? It's number 11.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. So can you see the North Shield?
Yes.
Can you see that at the bottom, it's wisdom and gratitude, and it's the buffalo?
Yes. Well, it's upside down. So
okay, so let's do it this way. Better.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you see it, everybody? Okay, fabulous. Okay, so in the Native American tradition, for those who are completely new to this, I'll put this down. There are 7 directions: the north, the south, the east, the west, the above, the below, and the south. And the north direction is the place of the ancestors. And so it is a remembrance. It is a calling. It is a offering to say thank you. Thank you. As the key words there are wisdom and gratitude, for we are the living dream. And so by us right now in this moment, acknowledging them and knowing that they have come in to support us in this time of great, I will quote what's going on with JJ, purging, and
Yes.
all of us that are bringing our moment of time to a completion in order to start anew, we are being asked in our own unique way, because there's no right and wrong, to honor those who have walked before us.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to light a candle. You might want to put a picture of an ancestor on somewhere sacred. You might want to call someone and just acknowledge them for someone who has passed, like something that can acknowledge those who have walked before us is the teaching of the North Shield. Spirit animal, the power animal, is the buffalo. So it's a reminder that we are the field of plenty. We have everything. And so any ideas or limiting beliefs of scarcity, of lack, I'm not good enough, insecurities, that is all to be now purged in your own right. And you can ask the ancestors to help you. You can pray to them and say, I am wanting to pack up my home and I need help. JJ, I'm supporting you right now.
I feel it.
So many boxes. What do I do? How do I give this all away? So it's really about the acknowledgement of our ancestors and praying to them and saying, thank you, and acknowledging that we have it all. All is here to support in this time of great transition, in this time of great completion. So I'm going to choose the bottom one now for support. The number?
Number 10. It's also upside down.
Okay, great. Oh, we have the West.
Okay, the West Shield, number 10.
The West Shield, yes. Okay, perfect. So everyone saw. So the key words there, if you can see, is introspection and goals. And look, we already have, which is so interesting, 44 cards, and we already have 2 directions that we're working with. So the West, the bear, is an invitation to go back into the mother's womb. What does that mean? To go on your own personal vision quest. The key words are introspection. So it's inviting us in this time of completion, in this time of letting go, is to go deep within. In Dance of Liberation, we put on a blindfold in order to be able to go deep into the unknown, into the void. So that is where all the answers live. So the West is an invitation, just like the bear hibernates in the winter. So it's an invitation for us to take time, to breathe, to create a space in order to be able to listen to the heartbeat of the mother. So if you're running around like a crazy cuckoo head, you must stop. You must breathe and create the space to go within. Aho.
Aho.
We're going to choose 2 more cards. And the way we're going to choose this is we're adding our cards up. So we have 11, the North Shield, which is 2. And then we have the West Shield, which is 10, which is 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So I'm going to pick the 3rd card.
I'm making notes, by the way. If you guys see me looking down, I'm writing this out because I'm going to,
perfect,
at the end, bring it all together.
What's the number?
Number 31, also upside down.
Also upside down, okay. All right, this is beautiful, the medicine bowl, dear ones. So the key word here is healing. And so really this is an inner time of cultivating your own medicine bowl, your own time of deep, deep healing. So that as we bring this cycle to a completion, this great healing that's happening on a collective level can allow us to really birth anew, to fly in a new way to that which we are soaring and creating and dreaming into our lives. I'm going to pick the bottom one for that great support. Is it upside down, JJ? Or
it is. It is upside down.
Okay.
Number 16, power place.
Woohoo! So the keywords here is earth connection. So now we start to spiritually investigate and ask, how do we take this information, this wisdom? And this card, the power place, is about connecting back to the mother, connecting back to the earth. Now, if you live in a concrete jungle like some of my friends do in New York City, and you can go to Central Park, you can create the power place in your own home. This is about shifting and transforming spaces into sacred altars. So it's a beautiful time. As I just go back to you, JJ, as you're purging the old, getting ready to do this big move, that the power place that lives inside of you, that it just even more gets connected to nature. And that nature doesn't have to be nature if you can't get out. I just say that because I know that some of us maybe won't be able to get out into nature and vision quest. So the importance of creating a power place, a sacred container, so that all of this beautiful healing that's coming now to every one of us is key to the process of going within with the West Shield, honoring our ancestors, and knowing that with this cycle that we are all in, that we are collectively flying in, that the power place, our inner sanctuary, is calling us home in a new way. Aho.
Aho. So
beautiful. And then I always like to add up all the cards. So we have a 4. You want to do some math for us?
Sure. So okay. Add them up in their full numbers or just the reduced numbers?
No, in their 2 digits.
So 11 and 10, so that's 21.
Which is 3.
And then 31. So do I add them all up and then come with a number? So 10 and 11 is 21. That's 52. And 68 is the total.
Okay, and then the 2 digits will always become 1.
So 14. 6 plus 8 is 14. Is that right?
Beautiful.
And then 1 plus 4, 5.
Is 5. Okay. And what I love about that number in the Sacred Path cards is it's the tree people. And it's the teaching of really rooting. Again, it's bringing us back to this balance, right? To find our balance. The roots of the tree go ever so deep. And so how do we find that rootedness within our body, mind, and spirit in order to allow our branches, our mission to be able to, once again, just soar with unlimited vision?
So this reading, I mean, then this is for everyone, right? We're picking up on this collective intention. And I want to just thank you all for the beautiful comments. North Shield, buffalo. So buffaloes, you know what buffaloes do in a storm? Are you familiar? Have you heard this story? Yeah. They go into the storm. Like cows turn and run from the storm, but buffaloes go right into it, right? Like that strength of the North Shield, and with the power of the ancestors, yes. Those who have walked before, and asking them for help, honoring those who've walked before, asking them for help. Going into the storm, we're releasing doubt and insecurity, because we live in abundance and plenty. Wow, beautifully said. And then the West Shield, introspection. So we're relying on the ancestors, going back into our past so that we can move forward in the future. And then we're asked for introspection and goals, and to go back to the womb, to hibernate, to go back to that place, to the void, where all answers are. Listen to the heartbeat of the mother. But all creativity, all birthing comes from the dark womb, right? So beautiful. And then the medicine bowl, healing, cultivating our inner world, our inner healing, to be birthed anew. Just so perfect. Coming from, we're relying on the ancestors, going back into our past, on where we've come, going deep into our own rebirth and hibernation, and then healing that during that time of rebirth, and then bringing it to earth. It's exactly the prayer that we said before, anchoring heaven on earth, by bringing it to the earth connection and embodying and connecting back to Mother Earth, shifting and transforming the spaces in which we move into sacred places. The ground we stand on is holy because we are standing on it. And then of course, tree people rooting, right? So it's like relying on the ancestors so that we can be rebirthed and move into the new, bringing it back to earth, anchoring that which we have, the vision that we've caught from this rebirth process. Wow. What a beautiful reading. What else would you say?
Well, I'm deeply humbled and touched that the very first offering of direction of the wheel of our life was honored by our ancestors, and to know that they are knocking on our door, and it's a reminder, it's a remembrance. Here at Rythmia, we're always honoring those who have walked before us in ceremony. And I feel here that as a council that has come together, it's a really important just navigation tool, and it doesn't have to be your lineage if you're not connected to them. And so it's just really acknowledging the unseen and how supported we are by the unseen. We're surrounded so much by spirit. So however that connects to our dream council here, I would just offer you in your own right to honor that. That was the fact that it came first was very powerful for me. And then also, the West Shield is really it's that invitation to go inward rather than going outward to get the answers. And we know that all the answers live inside, and yet we are being guided by the ancestors, the support from above, and yet their message to us is go inside, go inside, go inside. So the dance movement for me, if I was to start embodying these cards, was to find my movement that would take me inside,
I love it.
How does that feel to really go inside so that then I can connect with source from above and be rooted like the tree people so that my vision can have its freedom of expression. Yes. It's like, oh, I feel it now. So yes, as you see, when I start to embody the message, that's when I feel like I'm connected to all that is. Yeah. Just give me some dance.
I love it. Wow, what a beautiful reading. And as always, the time just flies by. Yes. And I'm so grateful. Is there anything that we should do to close this space, since we've opened up such a beautiful sacred space?
Yes, absolutely. So both of us are such carriers of prayer. And so I would like both of us just to acknowledge, and I will go first in honoring that we opened up here and acknowledge that we are being absolutely supported and guided by the ancestors. And so we give thanks to them, and we send them off at this time so that they can continue to support and help the planet as they did here and witness us here today. Thank you. Aho.
Aho. Aho. And I'll just join in this celebration and acknowledgement of those who have gone before us. We owe so much to, and yet what we become, we owe to ourselves. As a quote from Pericles that my mother used to say. And so I'm honoring the ancestor, my mother. I'm honoring all of our ancestors, our great mother, our eternal father, and recognizing that we are one in the one, the allness that is above and outside of, eminent and transcendent, eminent and transcending time and space, transcending any sense of the material world. It is more greater than the sum of all the parts, and yet it is imbued and embodied in every atom in this material world. And so I am just recognizing that, which is the I am presence, the Buddha consciousness, the Christ consciousness, and recognizing it is within each one, that we are guided by this consciousness, that we are surrounded by the love that is the lodestone of life, the lodestone of all creativity and enthusiasm and excellence, and knowing that we are all carried by this power that sources life, that it is life itself. We love to get out into nature, but we are nature itself. We're the living embodiment of nature. So we don't have to look any further than right here to go into nature, to root deep into the truth of our eternal oneness with all of life, and to know that we are connected to each one. So I just rest in this. I know that this is the truth. I release this truth, and I know that it is so. And I say, and so it is. Aho, ashe, and amen. Thank you, sister. So grateful, so grateful. I will be seeing you soon. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Parashakti, thank you for bringing your beautiful medicine for all of us. And I know that your path is just led. You are just led to share your gifts and talents in such beautiful ways. Thank you for being exactly who you are. I love you so much.
Thank you so much. And come dance with us at Rythmia.
Yay, come dance. Love you all.